this session at 4:30, which is our sharing session. In this particular session, we'll be looking into this small video, and then there will be a highly interactive session. So all our participants, we would request them to join that session surely, so that they can carry out their own queries and everything in this particular session, which we are going to have at 4:30. But now it is time for our health and physical health and related activity module, that is module 2. And today again we have with us Sundar Raj Perumalji. So sir has been giving us all the information regarding how to ensure this holistic health within ourselves, where we are able to see this self-regulation within each one of us, so that the body can be maintained in harmony. So since it is already 3:15, so I would now request Sundar Raj sir. He has been there with us for the last whole week, that is 5 days. We listened to, for 2 days we listened to Professor Kumaraswamy, and 3 days we listened to Sundar Raj sir. Welcome sir, welcome to the session. Namaste to you sir.
Thank you, Vanchana ji. Am I audible?
Ji sir, perfectly audible.
Yeah, then I'll share my video.
Ji sir.
My screen I'll share.
The screen is visible, sir?
Great.
Ji. Voice is also clear.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm so happy to be here with all of you. And today is the 6th day of this holistic human health course. And on the day 5, you had this great opportunity to listen to my guru, Dr. Kumaraswamy sir. And he has given deep insights about the principles behind consumption of food, intake of food. So if you have any doubts regarding food, you can ask me. We can take questions for 2 or 3 minutes, or maximum 5 minutes. Then we will go into the topic of this rest of the intake part: air, water, and sunlight. I think someone has raised their hand. Okay. So
Riaz, beta, you can. Our participants have raised hand. We have provided them with mic.
okay.
Riaz Ahmed, Antonichan, Hridaya Das, Varshini. You have the mic, beta. Yes, Antonichan. Varshini, Riaz Ahmed, beta, you have some query, you can just ask.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, beta. Sir is there. You have some query related to health?
Particularly to food
Ma'am, what
aspect?
about ma'am COVID-19?
Oh, about COVID-19? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
He's asking what kind of food to take in this time, COVID-19.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What kind of food to take in COVID-19 period?
Okay. See, we all know that this virus infection is affecting badly those people whose immunity is weak. So we need to be very careful about the food we choose, so that the food will help us in increasing our immune strength. It should strengthen our immunity. So eating food in time, and sleeping in time, getting up in time, doing some proper physical activity, exposing body to the sunlight, all these things, along with some pranayam exercise, meditation, all these things will increase immunity. Particularly the food should be very, very light and easily digestible. If you are eating heavy food, it will be difficult for the body to digest, and it will affect the immune system. So food should be very light, and more of fruits and vegetables. Nowadays, all the fruits, all the vegetables we are getting, these vegetables, if we are getting fresh, not from some other countries. We get some broccoli from other country, or some other kiwis from New Zealand, or like that. Not the international foods which are locally growing and which we get freshly. Those vegetables and fruits will help us in boosting our immunity. Drinking hot water regularly also will increase our immunity. Avoiding food items which are preserved, reheated, which are mixed with artificial flavor enhancers like MSG. So many food items are having these flavor enhancers, which will in turn reduce our immunity and increase the chances of getting cancer, heart diseases, increase in blood pressure, and so many other diseases are happening because of foods which contain these artificial flavor enhancers. So we need to avoid such foods: packaged food, tinned food, canned food which is refrigerated and then later on reheated, and too spicy food, too much spicy food, too much oily food which is overly fried will lose all its nutrients, only the taste will be there. So we need to see that food is cooked freshly, eaten warmly, and in time. So particularly in the afternoon time, you can eat heavy food. You will be able to easily digest it. Night time, evening time, you should eat light. So light food, easily digestible food, hot food, freshly cooked food with all more vegetables and more fruits. So that is the thing which will help us in increasing our immunity, and our chance of shielding ourselves against COVID-19 infection will increase.
Sir,
Yes.
Okay, sir.
uh,
Thank you, sir.
sir, more than veg, I'm addicted to non-veg so much, sir.
Yes.
But then I eat non-veg only twice in a week. Is addiction towards non-veg is something wrong, sir?
See, addiction towards anything is wrong. Even if it is an addiction towards
Sir,
tea or coffee or anything, if we
sir,
feel that without that we cannot live, or we will not be able to function properly
Sir,
without that.
but then I consume non-veg only
yes,
twice in a
Yeah,
week, sir.
it's okay. Twice a week or once a week is okay. But we have to see that it is not very heavily cooked, lot of oil, lots of spices, lot of frying and all these things. They might have some negative impact on the body. It should be cooked properly so that it will get easily digested, well boiled, and not so loaded with spicy things. So the word addiction, like we cannot live without this, that should be like we should be able to have this self regulation, sanyam. Like without
yes,
anything we will be able to survive. That is the kind of attitude we should have. I can survive on anything and I can taste anything. I will not get attached to or addicted to anything. That should be the kind of spirit.
So one more doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, if you would prefer whether veg or non-veg would be the best, sir. With
Huh. So like it's not about my preference. Human body is designed in such a way that vegetables and fruits and plants will be easily digested compared to non-vegetarian food, unless you have a very good digestive strength, because the length of these intestines, unlike other animals which eat non-vegetarian food, our length of intestines, small intestines, large intestines, is very very long. And the non-vegetarian food, it travels very slow throughout this intestines, and if it takes a lot of time to travel, by the time it comes out of the body, it gets decomposed, gets stuck to the intestinal wall. Sometimes poisonous gases can get produced. When you are young, your body somehow manages to digest everything you eat, and it will keep you strong. But as the age progresses, slowly it will be more difficult, and lots of accumulation of toxins will make the body more unhealthy. So it is good to reduce the quantity of non-vegetarian food if you want to eat it, and make it easily digestible while you eat it. And don't one common wrong practice is they, because that curry is tasty and we can't eat everything at a time, we keep it in fridge, and again next day you reheat it and eat
sir,
it.
if we compare both, then you would say that veg is good for health, no, sir?
Yes, obviously, yes.
Thank
It's
you,
a
sir.
proven fact. Yeah. So I think we have a very long session to complete. Lots of these things are there. I will complete it fast and I will take questions. Is that okay?
Right, sir. Right.
So if you look at the whole scope of this workshop. We have completed the yellow part, the understanding part. Then we are in the application part, in which in the keeping the body and self in harmony, we have this intake part, the second part, second thing we are covering. In the intake part, intake of food, intake of uh, water, air, and sunlight. Today we will discuss about water, air, and sunlight. So I have asked you previously, but I would like to ask you again: how much water do we need every day? How much water? Can you type it? You can just type it: 6 liters, 10 glasses, 4, 8, 8 to 10 liters, 8 glasses. Okay, 8 liters, 3.5 liters, 4 liters, 2 liters, 3 to 4 glasses per day. Okay, 3 to 4 glasses per day. Okay, 15 liters. Someone says 15 liters. Okay, so if you look at the chat window, it ranges from 1 liter, which is 3 to 4 glasses is 1 liter, to 15 liters, which clearly shows us that we have a little confusion regarding the quantity of water we need. So we need to have clarity. Confusion is not the right way to strengthen ourselves. Okay. So we need to understand these four things: quality of water, what kind of water is good for me, and quantity of water, how much water is good for me, and preparation of water, sanskar of water, how to prepare the water so that body will easily take it and take maximum benefit out of it, and rules and regulations or the principles behind the consumption of water. These are the things we need to understand. This is the scope of today's topic. Okay, so as we all know, 70% of human body is filled with water, and water is the life of living organisms. All the chemical reactions which take place inside the body, water is medium for all these things. And if you are taking the water in its purest form, in the right time, in the appropriate quantity, it will always maintain our health in a best way. But if you take impure water in the wrong time, wrong quantity, it will disturb your health. This we all agree, right? So why do we need water? Because if we are having proper amount of water inside our body, then the thermoregulation process which happens inside the body, we have learned about homeostasis, right? Homeostasis, it helps keeping one important part is the temperature always will be maintained properly inside the body, even if outside there are extreme temperatures, whether it is excess more than 50 degrees centigrade in the hot summer or less than 0 degrees centigrade in winter. If you are taking water in a proper quantity, this thermoregulation happens in a proper way. It lubricates, water lubricates and cushions all the joints, and it protects the spinal cord and other sensitive tissues. And water intake, of regular intake of water, helps in getting rid of waste from the body in the form of urination, perspiration, and bowel movements. And cellular homeostasis, not just the temperature, even at the cellular level, if there is any disturbance, water helps in regulating this disturbances and maintaining the balance. And maintenance of vascular volume, the blood quantity, whichever is a blood and plasma, that quantity, if it falls below the normal limit, drastically some bad things happen inside the body. So having proper hydration, if you get dehydrated, sometimes suddenly the circulation gets disturbed, and you might face some very harsh consequences. So proper intake of water is very important. Yes, and it also is a transport medium to provide nutrients to each and every part of the body properly. If water we are taking properly, all these things happen in a right way. And in our traditional knowledge, people used to collect rainwater, because at the time the pollution was very less, and the rainwater is considered as amrita. So they used to collect in clean vessels, and they used to purify it and drink. But nowadays also, there is a huge movement going on where people are collecting this rainwater harvesting they are doing. Not just harvesting for plants and all, people are collecting rainwater in a purest form, and again they are trying to purify it and using it for drinking. This is a, you can just type in YouTube, many people are doing it, and government is also helping such people. So of course, if you get this tap water, at your place, and if it is safe, it is pure, then drinking tap water is really good. And you can always test the tap water which you are getting, which you are the tap water which is being supplied by the government. You can test it and see if all the minerals and all the ingredients, active ingredients, are in limited quantity, in their own limit. If it is safe for drinking, if the concerned authorities certify that that water is good, then you can directly consume that water. Okay, of course you can do other things to purify it also. And if you have a water body like well, or you're pumping the underground water, you should definitely test its purity, and if it is found fit for drinking, then you can consume it. But nowadays, in the name of purification, there is one important thing. This is one thing which Ayurveda strongly advocates. When you have this strong feeling of thirst, you should never stop yourself from drinking water. And if you are feeling intense thirst, then you should never eat food while you are feeling thirsty. Drink little water, quench your thirst. Then if you are feeling hunger, then you can eat food. But again, when you are very hungry, you're feeling intense hunger, then if you drink water, that also can be detrimental to health. And this drinking while feeling hungry and eating while feeling thirsty might cause some disturbance in the abdomen. Okay, but coming back to the quality of water, WHO, World Health Organization, estimates that globally at least 2 billion people are using drinking water contaminated with various harmful toxins, feces, and this is linked to transmission of diseases such as cholera, diarrhea, dysentery, hepatitis A, typhoid, etc. So we all are concerned about purification of this water, I know. But the way we are using various instruments to purify water can be, again, cause of disease for in our day-to-day life. Like nowadays people are consuming water which is purified by reverse osmosis and ultraviolet violet rays. Scientific community is still discussing the safety of water purified by techniques like reverse osmosis and UV rays, because many studies are indicating that water purified by above methods is often harmful to health. So like there are so many scientific research papers available online. They are saying that reverse osmosis process is harmful. A lot of discussion is happening in the scientific community that reverse osmosis can be detrimental to health in a long term. This thing, RO water is not so good. This is what scientists are telling. Still we need to do dig deeper into the scientific revelations. And demineralization of drinking water is also not good. So they are completely removing the minerals and adding some things which they think they are good, but on the long run using such mineral water is also not so good. This is what so many medical journals, scientific researchers which got published in international journals are saying. So what should we do? And one more important thing, before I give you a clarification about the purification of this food, there is one more important thing called pH of this water. Sometimes water can be acidic if the pH is less than 7, and sometimes water can be alkaline if the pH is more than 7. So the recommended pH for drinking water is 6.5 to 8.5. This is the best kind of pH. You get this pH testing strips everywhere. In Amazon you can order, and you can just test the water you are drinking. You can just put the strip in the water, and if the strip is turning red or pink or orange or beige or yellow, then it's not so good to consume that water. Even lime green also. The green, dark green, and turquoise colors, the 7, 8, 9 which you are seeing in the picture, they are better for consuming. Okay, this is something you can easily test by purchasing the strip, put it in your drinking water and see what color it is turning into. Most of the drinks, alcohol beverages, most of them are all the cool drinks, they are highly acidic in nature. Cool drinks are more acidic, even more than alcoholic drinks also. So when you consume a lot of these alcoholic beverages, carbonated sodas and all, then you are consuming more and more acidic fluids, and it will turn your blood also into acidic nature. Ketoacidosis might happen. So that will be detrimental. More oxidation happens inside the body. Cells will die quickly. Aging process will become very faster. So drinking acidic water is definitely harmful to health, and mildly alkaline water is good for health. Nowadays some people are drinking Kangen water, which gives us there is a purifier called, it's not purifier, it is just a alkalizer. It turns acidic water into alkaline water. But again, drinking highly alkaline water is also not good for health. Mildly alkaline, below 8.5 pH water is good. You can simply check whatever water you are drinking, you can simply check it. This is something you can easily do. Okay. Huh. So now I have incompletely stopped about this purification process, which I will definitely touch, because there are some ways to purify the water naturally without using UV rays or reverse osmosis techniques or some other harmful chemicals. Without using anything, you will be able to purify water. I will tell you how it is, because this is very important. So temperature of water, you have to, when you choose good quality water, you have to see the temperature of water. You need to understand the logic behind different temperatures of water. When you drink chilling water, ice cold water, fridge refrigerated water, it often inhibits the production of enzymes, and it reduces digestive strength, and also it disturbs our health. It all the glands in the intestines, their openings will get closed. They get shrunk because of chilling water passing through this surface of these intestines. So, and most of the food contains these oily fatty things, and this chilling water solidifies this fat, and it gets stuck to the intestines, and it is not so good for our digestive system. So it is better to avoid chilling water. As I told you previously, I don't know whether I told you or not, we often have a joke among ourselves doctors, like if there is a big fridge in their house, then definitely there will be a big disease in their body. And while in summer, when most of the refrigerators get sold out, the shopkeepers and the manufacturers of the refrigerators, they'll be happy. But more happy are doctors, because they know that their business will increase, because more and more people drinking lots and lots of cold water and chilled items, consuming chilled items, they will get become prey to diseases, and business of doctors will increase. That is what doctors joke among themselves. Okay, so it is better to avoid this refrigerated chilled water. Normal temperature water is usually healthy. It will not interrupt any metabolic functions. But hot water, it is considered as an elixir of life. It helps us strengthen our digestive system and immune system. So that is something we will discuss in detail about hot water. And of course, water is having so many minerals like calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium. My internet connection is unstable. It's showing. Okay. Magnesium, potassium, sodium bicarbonate, iron, zinc. So many minerals are there in water. These minerals are actually helpful to the body. But if these minerals are present in optimum level, no problem. If they are beyond the optimum level, and if you check it, there every city, every place, there are government facilities to check water, the purity of this water, whether the water is drinkable or not. This groundwater department is there in every city. You can just go to the water department, give the sample of your water which you are consuming, and you can ask them to check whether the water is good or not. If there are excess chemicals, then they might be unhealthy. And packaged drinking water, so this is something we should be very careful about. Huh, just a moment. So packaged drinking water comes in these plastic containers, and these plastic containers contains bisphenol A, BPA. This chemical can enter into the water stored in the plastic containers and interfere with normal hormonal function of the body. These microplastics, tiny plastic particles, they enter. Lot of time this water stays in a plastic container, and because of that, this water and these tiny plastic particles, they enter into the water and they enter into our body. So these are the proven health hazards because of bisphenol A, BPA, which enters the water through these plastic containers. This chemical is an endocrine disruptor, which means hormonal imbalance happens. And in the early age, while we are in the children, we will see that there will be very harmful effect. these chemicals mimic estrogens and they disturb the hormonal balance, causes obesity, neurological disorders, thyroid function will get disturbed. There is a risk of breast cancer, prostate cancer, cancer in nervous system, and ovarian development might change in ladies, reproductive anomalies, and even DNA level alterations will happen. Heart diseases, diabetes, problems in growth, reproduction, development of even in in the water bodies, if you throw lots and lots of plastic, fishes, invertebrates, amphibians, even there you see this problem in growth and reproduction and so many other problems. And if you consume again those such polluted animals growing in those polluted water, fishes or other amphibians or prawns or anything, that also in turn causes problem. And not just water, if you store food or even uncooked food, pulses, grains in plastic containers, even there also there is a risk of this BPA entering our food and water, and this is definitely detrimental to our health. This is what scientific research says. I know so many people have questions. Please bear with me, I will answer most of your questions. I'll just complete it faster. And how much quantity of water do we need? So purification process, I have not come at I have just told you that purifying by RO UV is not good, and mineral water containers, plastic bottles is not good. Then you might be having question like what kind of water we should we drink. I will come to that. I will definitely cover this part, that part. So how much water do we need? That is what question I have asked you. Our blood, brain, heart, everything is almost 75% water. Lungs are 83% water. Bones almost one third part is water. So staying properly hydrated is necessary to keep our body healthy. But if you are taking too little water or too much of water, both will be detrimental to health. So if you are not taking enough water, our brain might shrink, our body will have to work harder, our health will get disturbed. Or if you are having too much of water, like someone told 15 liters of water, so our cells will swell and it can even lead to harmful diseases and death also. So drinking too little water or too high water is not so good. On an average, boys and girls of 9 to 13 years, 2 to 2.5 liters is okay. 14 to 18 liters, 2.5 to 3.5 liters is okay. 19 to 70 plus, so 2.5 to almost 4 liters is also okay. But this depends upon so many other factors. This is not any standard this thing. I will tell you all the factors which actually decide how much water we need to drink. So just please bear with me. I will just give you a clear cut idea about this thing. So how will you know that you are drinking too little water or too much of water? If you are drinking too little water, body will tell you, just your mouth is dry. Even now my mouth is dry, so my body is telling, so I will drink little water. Okay, so your body will tell you, you feel thirsty. And sometimes if you are ignoring, your urine color will turn dark. And sometimes if you are ignoring even that, you might have a dizzy feeling, headaches, frequently you become tired, lethargic. All these can suggest that you are taking too little water. And if you are taking too much of water, you might feel always nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Some such things might happen, or swelling in some places of the body, accumulation of fluids, that can also happen. So now we need to understand how to decide how much water do we need. Like we have discussed about this body constitution. Some pitta people, they might need excess amount of water. Kapha people, they might need less water. Some people naturally sweat profusely with excess heat inside, like pitta people, so they get dehydrated easily. Their body needs more water than other people whose body is surprisingly cold. And those people whose body is surprisingly cold, their natural tendency is fluid retention, so body conserves water. Body's constitution plays an important role in deciding the quantity of water. You need to understand whether your body is having excess heat inside or excess cold inside, or it is normal, not too hot or not too cold. And if the people who perform more physical activity, they need more hydration compared to people who are sedentary, whole day they're sitting just in the seat and are not doing anything. They might not need a lot of water. Particularly athletes who sweat profusely, they tend to get dehydrated easily. People who play a lot, they need regular rehydration. People who sit in air conditioned rooms whole day without any mobility, they need less water. And by wrong assumption, they think that they need more water. They sit in AC, they don't move, they don't do any physical activity, and they drink 5 liters, 10 liters of water. Then it again can be harmful to the body. And in season, like for example, hot season like summer, it just the environment sucks all the fluids away from the body, and more intake of water is very necessary during hot seasons. Similarly, during winter and rainy seasons, body need less water, as there is little loss of water from the body. So according to your own constitution, according to your own physical activity, according to the season, everything depends, everything influences the kind of water you need to take. So what you have to do is you need to observe your body for signs that it is asking for water. Then regularly, whenever it is asking, you have to drink water. And drinking excess water during night time, it might cause some discomfort because frequent urination will happen. So after 9, you need not consume lots and lots of water. And when the sun is hot, body needs more and more hydration. So this, before sunrise, there is this traditional practice of drinking water. Okay, so 1-2 liters of water, people say water therapy. Drink water in the morning time, after immediately after getting up. Okay, this is something which is debatable, which I will tell you within few minutes. But you need to be careful when you are consuming large quantities of water at a single time. Okay, so all we have to do is learn the art of communicating with the body. The whole session, if our intention to conduct this holistic human health is to connect you with your own body, if you can observe what's happening in your body, if you can connect with it, and if you can just see that whatever body is trying to tell you, if you are just observing properly, then you will be very very healthy. And all you have to do is have right understanding and implement the right understanding in a right way. Correct your routine, and you will always be healthy. You will not need any doctor. Okay, so now that we are not really sure about this RO water, UV water, and mineral water which we get in plastic containers. And I really like you to watch a video called Story of Packaged Water, Story of Bottled Water. The channel's name is Story of Stuff. This can be taken as homework. Just watch this small video of 10 minutes, Story of Bottled Water by Story of Stuff channel, YouTube channel. If you can see it, you will have an idea about what impact this packaged bottled water is having on the environment and also on our body. On our body, I already have told you. So if you boil water, this is a traditional practice. Heating and boiling are drinking water. If you boil water, it improves our immune system and digestion, relieves nasal and throat congestion. Hot water, it reduces constipation, stomach pain, prevents premature aging, helps in weight loss, better blood circulation. It can help reduce toxins. And these are the top 7 benefits in the website of AIMS India website, and also WHO website. Also, if you go to the WHO website, there is a big chart which shows that boiling water for this many minutes at this temperature will kill this bacteria. They have a list of all bacteria and viruses, and they say that if you boil water for so many minutes at this particular temperature, this bacteria will die, this virus will die. So by attaining a peak temperature, almost all the bacteria and viruses can be killed in the water just by boiling the water. Most of the 95% of bacteria, viruses can be killed. So boiling water is something which is very very important for purification. Another way in which you can kill the bacteria and viruses which escape this boiling thing is storing the water in copper vessel. This is again our traditional practice, storing the water in copper vessels. Not just killing the bacteria and viruses, it helps in improving the digestive system. It helps it helps us in losing weight. The water stored in copper vessels helps us in losing weight. And if you have wounds, the water stored in a copper vessel, if you wash the wounds with that water, the healing process will happen very fastly. If you have oral mouth ulcers inside your mouth, if you do the gargling with water stored in copper vessel, it will also help in healing these mouth ulcers very fast. It slows down the aging process, helps maintain this heart health, and reduces hypertension, reduces the risk of cancer, protects from infections. As I told you, copper kills all the bacteria, viruses, and regulates the working of thyroid gland. It beats arthritis and inflamed joints and skin. there is a pigment called melanin inside the skin. If the melanin pigmentation gets reduced, white patches appear on the skin. Okay, vitiligo, leukoderma like thing. Drinking regularly water stored in copper vessels will reduce such problems, and it will also increase the blood count and reduces this anemia. Okay, so there are so many research papers published on the effect of copper pot in killing bacteria, viruses, and whatever claims I've made. There are so many research papers. You can just go and see. I have just kept one sample here. And one more important way in preparing the water for best consumption. So you can first heat it, keep it in copper vessel. Both the things will help in purifying the water. Of course, you can also use the traditional filter candles. The steel filter we used to have long before these RO things came. You can just heat the water, and after that, you can pour it in the filter candles. They do a better job in filtering away all the dead viruses and bacteria and dust and other things. So a combination of heating water, putting it, filtering by traditional filter candles, and storing it in copper vessel, or in the filter itself you can put one copper plate so that the water will get sterilized. So all these things will help in purifying the water in a better way. And as I told you, boiling water is very useful. If we can add some spices and herbs to purify and enhance the properties of water, it will be wonderful. Like adding cumin seeds, jeera seeds in water while boiling the water, it will help in improving our digestive system, reduces the abdominal pain, removes mucus accumulation in the chest, reduces pain due to menstrual cycle. During the menstrual cycle, this premenstrual syndrome, dysmenorrhea will be there. No? That will be reduced if you drink jeera water. Ginger can be used for, it has been used from centuries. It is being used as a remedy for treating cramps, nausea, flatulence, bad digestion. So it improves blood circulation, and ginger is having anti-inflammatory and antiviral properties. So you can add little ginger or dry ginger powder while heating the water. And nowadays, during the COVID time, government is also publicizing that cinnamon is very good for help in helping us fight against infections. It also reduces blood sugar level. It helps in reducing the fat. It is and most of the viruses will die because of this cinnamon treated water. And also it helps in improving digestion also. And clove helps in problems, particularly in our digestive system. It corrects the problems in digestive system. It also successfully fights against parasites that are found in the human body, like amoeba and some simple worms which are there in the body. Clove helps in fighting with them. And you can also add lemon. Lime is very good. It's a natural source of vitamin C, and it is also an antioxidant. It helps in neutralizing the free radicals. Free radicals are toxins which make us become old faster. So those things will be neutralized by vitamin C. Vitamin C helps in digestion. So adding lemon is also very good. Adding mint leaves helps in relieving stomach pain. It activates the salivary glands, and it helps in digestion, improving the digestion of the food. And during summer, there is a practice of adding sariva roots. Hemidesmus indicus is what we call in the botanical name. So if you add this sariva and boil it and drink it, it helps us. It is like a shield to protect us from sunstroke. It purifies the blood, helps in correcting the skin diseases. And this sariva water is available in all supermarkets all over India in the name Nannari. You can just use it like a drink. It is very tasty. You can just add some water and drink it during summer. It will be very useful. So you can add many spices according to the season, like hot spices in winter season, like cooling spices like sariva, ushira, dhania, coriander, like those things in hot season. And during rainy season, when the water gets contaminated, you can add spices like dalchini, cinnamon, clove, like that, which will kill the bacteria, viruses, and parasites. So like that, according to the season, you can add some spices to make the water better. And there are, as I told you, there are so many myths and controversies about consumption of water. So I will tell you one important thing, particularly in relation with food. So many people think that while eating food, absolutely you should not drink water. Before eating food, we should not drink water. After eating food, we should not drink water. In Ayurveda also, when we say that they say the same thing. But while eating food, Ayurveda important aspect of our tradition. When you do some puja, while doing this puja, you give naivedya to Pranayam. So for better digestion of the food by the god also, you give water to the god while eating. Further says the same thing. Bhaktasya yadav jalam pitam agnisadak sangatam. While just before eating food, if you take water, all the digestive juices will get diluted, and that will make you very nourishment will not happen properly. Ante karoti stulatam urdham cha amasayam gatam. After eating food, if you drink a lot of water, it will disturb the fat metabolism, and more fat accumulation happens, and you become obese. Madhye madhyagatam samyam dhatunam jiranam sukham. In between, if you drink little water, then it will help in better digestion of food. So why do we need little water in between? That we need to understand. There are so many taste buds on our tongue. These taste buds are not there for just giving us taste. Taste buds are actually chemical receptors which will understand the kind of food we are taking, and this chemical composition information will be sent to our brain from the taste buds. The moment the food touches your tongue, immediately the taste, the chemical composition will be analyzed, and information will be sent to the brain, so that the brain will decide what quantity of digestive enzymes, what proportion of digestive enzymes to be secreted to digest that particular food item. So if you have the right understanding, if the brain is having the right understanding, right signals from the tongue, then it will be able to digest it properly. But generally, just imagine a South Indian diet where you eat so many different kinds of foods. Like you start with some chitranam, lemon rice or tamarind rice, which is acidic in nature. So you eat it, and the taste buds will give information that this chitranam is coming. After that, you mix some dal with the rice and you eat it. But still, information is going that chitranam is coming, because the taste buds got coated with this tamarind rice, chitranam. So the information is wrong. Information is going. You are eating dal rice, chitranam is coming. Then you are eating rice with sabji or roti with sabji, chitranam is coming. Rice with sambar or rasam, chitranam is coming. Rice with curd, chitranam is coming. You eat sweet, chitranam is coming. So wrong information is going to the brain. So brain thinks that you are eating only chitranam. So in Ayurveda, they say that whenever the taste change, water will flush out all the food particles on the tongue, on the surface area of the tongue, and you will be able to rightly analyze the taste receptors will rightly analyze whether it is acidic food or alkaline food, it is rich in proteins or fat rich or carbohydrate rich food, what chemical composition is there in this particular food which I am eating. This information will be sent to the brain properly if the taste buds are acting working properly. So little water while eating food is very good. And also there is one important topic where we say that stomach capacity, if it is some x, so x by 4 must be left empty for the movement of the stomach, so that the stomach will churn the food properly. So x by 2 should be filled with solid food, and x by 4 again should be filled with liquid food. Like half of the part should be with solid food, 1/4 of the part will be liquid food, and 1/4 should be left empty for the churning of the food, because a stomach acts like a mixer grinder, and it makes a smooth bolus which will travel easily through the intestines. So for that to happen, some liquid food should be there. If you are just eating roti and sabji, completely solid food, then you need to think of adding some rasam or chas, buttermilk or something like that, which will not keep the food only solid. So that during that you can drink little more water. When you are eating completely liquid food, then you need not take a lot of water. So that you have to balance. You have to see that how much solid food you are eating, how much liquid food you are consuming. So together you need to balance it. Okay. So that is what, and even if you don't at all drink liquid food, just imagine, ask your mother if she's trying to make a chutney and she puts all the coconut pieces in the mixer jar and just directly she tries to make chutney without putting any water, it will not be a smooth paste. If you put little water, the smooth the fine grinding of this chutney happens. In the same way, some liquid portion should be there in the food while consuming, so that this bolus formation will be very easy for the stomach. That is one myth. And that is a really So there is another thing. I have told you about the relation with food and taste buds. Then important thing which I have told you earlier, drinking water early in the morning, particularly in a larger quantity, that can be very useful if done in a proper way. If you are drinking it uh, after sunrise, normally in our tradition, before sunrise you get up and drink some 1 liter of water, which is very good. That is not for free motion or something like that. It is like it helps in regeneration of the cells. But if you drink large quantities of water after sunrise, generally many people get up after sunrise. When the sunrise happens, all the enzymatic activity starts inside the body. And if you drink 2 liters or 3 liters of water after the sunrise, you get up whenever you get up 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, you are diluting all the enzymes and you are not helping the digestive power, and you might disturb the digestive process. So you should not drink large quantities of water when the sun is there. Okay. So little quantity, whenever body asks for water, you can drink. This already I've covered. This is also what I've told you, this thing. So overhydration is also bad. Underhydration is also bad. So you need to maintain hydration. So 2 to 3 liters is normally okay, depending upon your excess physical activity or your body's excess heat. If it is there inside your body, then you have to look into this part. So we have completed this water part, and air part and sunlight is very small topics. I will just try to complete within 10 minutes. Then I will take at least 10 to 15 minutes questions. So I will ask you the question once again, which I have asked you previously. What is the organ which floats on water? I have told you previously. Can you just type it? What is the organ which floats on water? Organ of our body. Yeah, not liver. Lungs. Okay, lungs are like balloons. So we need to understand a very important part here: intake of air. Oxygen is included on the World Health Organization list of essential medicines. Oxygen is a medicine. If you are not getting enough of this medicine, it might create problem inside your body. So how much oxygen? On an average, a person inhales 14,000 liters of air every day. 14,000 liters of oxygen. So how much in every breath? Can you guess how much oxygen we take while inhaling? Every breath intake, every inhalation, how much oxygen can we inhale? How much air can we inhale? Can you just guess? Can you take a wild guess? 5 liters, 6 liters, 1.5 liters, 2 liters, 6 liters. I'm really sorry, but really we are not taking that much air. Yeah, someone has written 500. Is it ml? 200 ml. Okay, I'll tell you. See, the lung capacity is 6 liters actually. If you fill it completely, both the lungs can hold 6 liters of air. But in one inhalation, your tidal volume, the volume in which you can take air, is around 2.5 liters. That is your lung capacity. You can inhale 2.5 liters. It can differ between male and female, like 100 ml or 200 ml, but on an average, it is 2.5 liters. But we are taking only 500 ml of air during every inhalation, which is very sad. If someone is giving you 2 GB data per day, will you use only 200 MB or 300 MB? No, you will use maximum 2 GB as far as possible. But here you can take in 2.5 liters, but you are not even taking 500 ml. Not even 20% of lung capacity is being utilized. Okay, that is something which is a big concern. And WHO data shows that 9 out of 10 people breathe air containing high levels of pollutants, air pollutants, and all these things. So this is again a concern, huge concern. Okay. So air, particularly in cities like Delhi. Hello? Hello? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir, you audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Perfectly audible, sir.
Okay. So we all know that air quality is becoming worse, particularly in cities like Delhi, and inhaling this air polluted with harmful toxins can be detrimental to health. So ensuring that our home and workplace is surrounded by plenty of trees and far from industries and factories which pollute the air is okay. One way we can ensure better quality of air. Of course, it is not possible for everyone. And when it is inevitable to travel through places where air quality is poor, It is very important to wear proper masks which filter harmful toxins from air. It is also important to spend least amount of time in such surroundings where air quality is bad. And of course, it is our responsibility to adopt a minimalistic lifestyle so that minimum quantity of natural resources will be used and it minimizes the pollution so that future generations can survive this huge risk of air pollution. We have to plant more trees. We have to see that we minimize the use of vehicles, cars and bikes, and use more cycles and all these things we can do to do this. So I will tell you why we are unable to take more air. Can you do a small experiment? Just put your hand on your belly, on your tummy. Just put your hand on your tummy and just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Just see what is happening. While you are inhaling, what is happening? The tummy is coming out or going in? While you're exhaling, what is happening? Tummy is coming out or going in? Just see what's happening. While inhaling, tummy is going in, coming out. Just write. While, no, just don't write in out. You write while inhaling, going in or out. While exhaling, going in or out. You write it. Just observe and write it. Someone wrote inhaling, it is coming out. Inhaling, going in. Inhaling in, inhaling out, inhaling in. So like for some people, while inhaling, it is going in. For some people, while inhaling, it is coming out. So at least 50% people are doing it right way. 50% people are doing it in a wrong way. Okay. So let us see what's happening actually. If you see the picture, you just see the picture. Is my pointer visible?
Yes, sir.
On
Pointer
Yes,
is
it is.
visible.
PowerPoint, is it visible, pointer?
Yes, yes. If you are using laser pointer, it is not visible. The cursor is visible.
Yes. You see the lungs. Yeah, cursor is packed. Lungs are there, heart is there. There is no space for expansion, you can see. But lungs can expand double their size if you inhale properly. But where will they expand? See, there is diaphragm. There is a partition between the chest and the abdomen. This diaphragm is there. And then there are so many organs. Stomach is there, liver is there, intestines are there. There is no space for lungs to expand. So if you want to take more air, if you want to expand the lungs, if you want to push the lungs downwards, you have to expand the abdomen. By inhaling, you have to expand the abdomen, expand the chest, so that the lungs will become double in their size and they'll take maximum air. So that is very important to know. So see, so while inhaling, these lungs will go down. As you can see the arrow, they should go down. Chest should come out and abdomen should come out. Then only the lungs will expand properly. And while expanding, abdomen should go inside so that it will right way. So if you are doing in the wrong way, all you can do is just put your the hand on your tummy, push it while exhaling, push it while you are bringing the air out, and expand the tummy while you're inhaling. Again, push with your hand while you're exhaling. You do it as a practice consciously. After that, after a few days, you will unconsciously do it in the right way. If you have a doubt, you can just observe a person who is sleeping. When the person is sleeping, you can clearly see that while inhaling, the tummy goes up, and while exhaling, the tummy goes down. It is clearly visible. Or you just observe a small child. Clearly you can see the tummy expands while inhaling and contracts while exhaling. Okay. So why should we inhale air? What is the need of having lots and lots of air? Because the brain, it uses 20% of oxygen we consume. Brain is not 20% of our body size, it's very small, but it utilizes 20% of oxygen we consume. And when there is a shortage of oxygen, brain will work slower. And since the brain regulates a lot of other functions in the body, all these organs, all these functions will get affected. And heart constantly and massive consumer of oxygen, and shortage in oxygen supply means heart can't pump out blood as efficiently, and that leads to bad circulation and cold hands and feet and so many other problems. And muscles, if they don't get proper oxygen, and this oxygen shortage makes the muscles become stiff, tense, and they get tired faster. And it has a negative effect on if you are doing in sports or athletes, it will be it will be having a very negative effect. But overall, everyone will have a bad effect on the muscles if oxygen is taken less quantity. Poor breathing habits can give rise to a lot of unexpected adverse reactions, like nervous system gets imbalanced. When the nervous system gets imbalanced, immediately, you know, lots and lots of functions will get disturbed. A dysfunctional breathing pattern like short breathing, forced breathing, it results in tense body, stiff body, higher levels of stress. Airways become tighter, and airways, when they become tighter, it makes much harder for air to travel from the mouth to the lung. Internal stress increases. This is a vicious circle if you are not taking proper oxygen properly. And the blood vessels also, they get constricted very badly. So if oxygen supplies less, because blood vessels also in their walls, they have muscles. If the oxygen supply is less, they get constricted, and when they constrict, blood pressure increases. Heart will work harder if the constriction happens. Ability to deliver oxygen to cells because of the less circulation also gets decreased. So overall, we will have so many problems. So we have to take care that we are taking maximum amount of air. So for that, there are some simple guidelines. You have to observe your breath. You have constantly. And what you have to observe, whether you are breathing air through the nose or
So your voice is lagging a bit.
air to the nose all fact refine and prepare the mouth unfiltered air with maybe because of internet connection. Am I audible clearly now?
Yes, it is better now, sir.
Okay, let us see. If you are not breathing through the nose, your air will not get filtered properly, and nose will add some humidity to the air so that lungs will not get damaged. Air will nose will add some warmth to the air so that lungs will not get damaged. Nose will filter the air so that lungs will not get damaged. So breathing through the nose is very important. Nose is very important, not through the mouth. That is one thing which you have to observe clearly. And as I told you, diaphragm is there after the lungs. Diaphragmatic breathing, which will long breathing, which will push the diaphragm downwards and expand the lungs, is also very important. You have to observe whether you are doing shallow breathing or deep breathing. This is very, very important for us to see. And if you do regular diaphragmatic breathing, diaphragm goes down and it massages the liver, stomach, intestines, and it gives a rhythmatic balance to these all organic functions. And the immune system also gets improved with this diaphragmatic breathing. Okay. And another important thing is you have to breathe relaxed. Your body should not be very stiff. If you are stiff, the airways also become stiff and you will not be able to take proper air. And if you are not relaxed, both physically and mentally, if you are tensed, if you are feeling anxious, then your breath becomes very shallow. Just observe what is happening. Whenever you are anxious, whenever you are feeling fear, guilty, anxiousness, angry or anything like that, anger, so your breath becomes very shallow. So you can reverse this by just altering your breath pattern. If you're feeling this anxious or tense or the body is both very tight, then just you can alter your breath pattern. You can make your breath deeper. One technique which I use for myself is, whenever my breath is shallow, I will stop my breath. I will stop for at least 30 seconds. After stopping for 30 seconds, then easily the breath becomes very long and deep. So you can try this and you can see that you can try it as a homework. Okay. And breathing in a rhythm is also very, very important. This rhythm is there in everything in and around us. The ocean waves, they come in a rhythm. Seasons, lunar cycle, solar cycle. Our heart has a rhythm. We measure it using ECG. Brain has a rhythm. We measure it using EEG. If there is a problem in the rhythm, then we have a problem in heart or brain. Okay, even the hormones, they get secreted in a rhythm. Like as I told you, night at 9 o'clock, the melatonin hormone gets secreted, which will help us in better sleep and also better regeneration of the body. All the hormones, they have a rhythm. In the same way, if our breath is having a rhythm, if you are doing it in a rhythmatic way, then your health will be in a very nice way. If sometimes you're breathing very fast and sometimes you're breathing very slow, shallow, deep, like that, if you're doing an arrhythmatic breath, then it will be a problem. If you have a tabla and if you just just do no, hit it, then it becomes sound. But if there is a rhythm, there is a raga and tala and laya to this music, then it becomes music. So whether you are doing sound or music depends upon this rhythm. So this rhythm is also very important for your lung. You have to observe whether the breath pattern is in a rhythmatic way or not. And you also should see that whether the breath is silent or not. If while you are making breathing in or breathing out, if some sounds are coming in the lungs or through the nose or through the mouth, then there is some problem. You can correct it with drinking hot water or adding some spices to these things, or you have to go to a physician to see why these sounds are coming. Or even during sleeping also, if the sounds are coming like snoring and other things, the airways are got stuck or they become tight. So you have to be very careful. So this is the last slide of this air thing where we will stop. This is one practical way where you will be able to correct your breath pattern. You have to create some breath check triggers. We can choose some simple triggers which naturally occur in our day, which will remind us that we have to observe our breath. This is very important, observing our breath. Like for example, if my alarm clock goes away, I will check my breathing. Whenever I wash my brush teeth, I will check my breath. Or when I sit at my desk, I will check my breath. When I start my bike engine, I will check my breath. When I switch off my light, I will check my breath. Like that, you can just evenly spread these breath check triggers. We actually give a small visiting card size stickers on which check your breath or observe your breath. You can stick this. You can stick these stickers on different places, in your desk, on your bike, on your car, on your bathroom door, everywhere. Whenever you see this sticker, you can just observe what is happening, how the breath is happening. So like that, you can see your breath, you can analyze your breath, what is happening, whether it is deep or shallow, what is happening in your this thing, and what time, while watching my TV, how I am, while I'm stressed, while I'm angry, while I'm focused, while I'm driving, how my breath pattern is changing, and I want to maintain it properly throughout the day. So I have to analyze and I have to adjust my breath pattern in such a way that it always happens in a nice way. So always try to inhale and exhale slower. If you're inhaling for 2-3 seconds, you will be more able to correct your breath pattern. So these are some techniques which you can do. Today, one homework which I want to give you is, while climbing stairs, if you have stairs in your house, 2-3 stairs you inhale and 2-3 stairs you exhale. Inhale, exhale. Like that, you try to climb stairs. Even if you climb for 5-6 floors also, you will not lose your breath. You will not feel that breathlessness. But if you hold the breath and do this climbing, then you will have a problem. Even while exercising, you should not hold your breath. So these are some things which you can observe as a homework. You can just observe this your breath pattern. So
well, sir,
yes.
since we are close to this
Yes.
time, it's 4:16. Maybe we can take some quick
Yes, we can
questions.
take some questions. Yes.
Right, sir.
Very well. Probably, Vanchanadi, I think I'll take the opportunity of asking sir the very first question,
Yeah.
if you allow me.
Okay, Manisha Di. Sure. Please go ahead, Manisha Di.
Very well, sir. Sir, because basically because I'm asthmatic,
Okay.
that is why the session has been more than enriching for me.
Okay.
And when I have checked my lung capacity, though I have that purchased that instrument, with which I check it, it's
Yes.
hardly 150 ml.
Yeah.
And that is why, I feel like at times exhausted, a lot of heaviness or headache
Yes.
very often. And
Yes.
winters becomes it becomes a time where I have to regulate myself, monitor myself very well.
Yes.
Just I would like to request you to tell me exactly how to increase my lung capacity.
Yeah. Yeah. So to increase the lung capacity, generally we practice this Kapalbhati, Bhastrika, and most important thing is holding the breath. You need to regularly practice holding your breath. Okay. So we have a session in which we will speak more about this lung exercises, breathing exercises in the coming this thing, where we will teach some techniques. That is one part of trying these techniques like Bhastrika, Kapalbhati, and proper Kumbhaka Pranayama. So these are some things which will increase our lung capacity. Other than that, regularly drinking hot water and water enriched with herbs which will strengthen our lungs, eating fruits like apple and apple apple actually increases the lung strength, and even the papaya. There are some very good fruits. I have told in Hindi session about this lung capacity, all the fruits and vegetables which will help in strengthening our lungs and increasing our immunity. And apart from good food and observing our breath pattern regularly and consciously changing our breath habits, our mind, if it is stressed out, immediately a breath a shallow breath will happen. So we need to be more relaxed and we need to be more observant what is happening inside our body. And one important thing which I would like to suggest to you is to increase the lung capacity. There are some simple herbs and medicines which are there in Ayurveda, which will beautifully work on the whole entire respiratory system. So that also will help us in strengthening our lungs. So it's like a combination of all these things which will help us.
Right.
And
Maybe
someone
I'll
has
have to.
asked, someone is asking, tell me one more time about the stomach action while inhaling. So
Okay.
stomach should go inside while you're exhaling, and it should come outside while you're inhaling. That you have to practice. Yes. Next question.
Yes, very nice, sir. Maybe I'll talk to you personally also regarding the same, because
जी
150
दीदी
it's too small a volume.
You can see on the screen that is our hospital.
आदित्य
That
Hello.
is our hospital, and there you get fresh air, fresh water, fresh sunlight, and everything, fresh food without any pesticides. Our
Yes,
inpatients get all these things. So places should be more like that. We have to plant more trees. Yeah, yeah. Next question.
very.
आदित्य आदित्य कार्तिकेयन you can ask your question. V कार्तिकेयन आदित्य हृदय दास
Someone asked that I snore very loudly. What could be the remedy? Very simple remedy. Nowadays, government has prescribed putting anuthylam drops in nose to strengthen the air passages. The same anuthylam drops before sleep. You can just make it warm and put 2 drops in each nostril before sleep. This air passages will open and the snoring will reduce easily, very easily. Anuthylam drops, nasal drops, or even just plain til oil also you can warm it and put it in your nose if anuthylam is not available, but it's available everywhere in every Ayurveda shop.
What about the
Yes.
mustard oil, sir? Somebody says that even the mustard oil is good that way.
Yeah,
Is it
mustard oil is very
is it
good.
so?
It travels through the channels very fast. So mustard oil is also very good. Sesame, gingerly oil is also good. Til oil.
Okay.
So
Thank
in Ayurveda, in the morning routine, it is recommended that put 2 drops of oil in the nose just to open and cleanse the nasal passages. My hospital is in
Arjun
Visakhapatnam.
Hello, am I audible?
yes beta Arjun
Sir, I have a doubt that is vegetarian and non-vegetarian food is in their character change.
Character? Vegetarian, non-vegetarian?
food decides the character of a person.
Characteristic change between vegetarian and non-vegetarian.
Yeah, sometimes it triggers strong emotions if the food is more spicy. Even vegetarian food also, if it is too spicy, too oily, too fried, and or it is preserved food, reheated food, stale food, it triggers certain emotions in mind, like you become more irritated, angry, agitated if such food items enter the body. If the food is more freshly cooked and more natural food, then it makes you feel relaxed and calms down your mind. So it, of course, it affects your body and mind. And that's why we say we are what we eat. But of course we eat what we are. If you are in an agitated state, anger state, then you would like to eat more spicy or more foods to which you got addicted, which are not really healthy. Unhealthy food you would like to choose. When your mind is strong, then you will choose healthy food. So it works both ways. So it is always better to choose right food, healthy food, fresh food in the right time.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Good
Syed
afternoon.
Soeb yes
Good
beta go
afternoon,
ahead.
sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir,
Sir, I
most of
need
us
some
are
tips on how to increase stamina.
How to increase stamina?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this whole health session is about this thing to take your body and self to the next level. We have unlimited power and energy hidden inside us. We have to unleash it. We have to tap it. That power power and energy, that potential can be brought out, and you can go to the next level just by following a very, very healthy routine, eating healthy food, eating in time, sleeping in time, getting up in time, doing some proper physical activity, and exposing body to the sunlight. All these things will have an important this thing. Of course, when people are very weak, we have some very good herbs which will increase stamina. But normally, just by correcting our healthy routine, making a routine healthy, we can be more energetic always.
Sir, I am a
Well,
little
sir.
bit overweight, but I am not eating any junk food. I am only eating rice and curry,
Huh.
but I am still overweight. Is there any
Maybe
reason?
the rice quantity of rice which you are eating is higher. That is one of the reasons for getting overweight. So you can decrease the quantity of rice. You can add some millets like bajra, jowar, ragi, and others, and you can increase the quantity of vegetables. That will help you. And of course, physical activity and also being relaxed and calm. All these things will help in reducing the excess weight.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
There is one
sir,
question
we are
from
very, very close to
one
our
Yes.
question
next
from
session.
YouTube.
Yes.
And in fact, our next session is just about to start.
Yes.
We just feel that one particular session, in fact, we have to keep only for question answers.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
maybe maybe the last day of this physical and health related module, we have
Yes.
to keep more time for questions, since our participants are always very eager to ask the questions. So
Yes.
that is something which we can surely plan, maybe half
Originally,
an hour
3 hours,
strictly.
3 hours per day for 21 days was allocated, and we made the syllabus and
Right,
PowerPoints like
right,
that. But
right.
now that we got reduced time,
Definitely.
it is like, yes.
Definitely, definitely, sir. So, with this, we would like to thank you very much for this wonderful session. Each day, we are getting to know more and more about what should be our intake, how much should be our intake, and what should be our focus, so that we are able to ensure this holistic health, not just looking for medicines for treatment, but looking at ourselves, and through our basic needs of food and air and water, we can rectify the working of our body, and we can make our body healthy. So definitely, sir, it was very wonderful session. And with this, we would like to say namaste to you, sir, and we'll meet you once again tomorrow. So uh, namaste,
Tomorrow,
Sundaraj sir.
Dr. Swami sir will come. I'll be in the Hindi session.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.